Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome back to Ken Bouchard Online. I am your host, Ken Bouchard, and joining with me is the lovely Lady D.
How the hell am I supposed to follow up that?
You don't.
Yeah, I can't do that.
But if it's been a hot minute and you haven't been tuned in to Ken Bouchard Online in a hot minute, then I say put your hands together, put your ears together, sit down, shut up, and pay attention to the world's greatest podcast in Altoona. And if you're not down with us, I got 2 words for ya. Please subscribe.
I know how I can follow it up.
How?
What was on my mind earlier? Okay.
What was on your mind earlier? By the way, how you doing, Lady D? It's been a long time since we've had an episode.
I've been okay, just not feeling great.
And by episode, I don't mean like a chronic episode or a schizophrenic episode. I mean just an episode of this episode, podcast.
Yes.
It's been a while.
Anyway, I'm going to follow it up. I've had a song stuck in my head, and I was sitting here, my ADHD was out of control, and I was rewording the song, and I came up with...
Oh, God. Well, first off, what song is it?
It's a freecreditreport.com song.
What? Wait. You have the freecreditreport.com song stuck in your head.
I have multiple of the songs stuck in my head.
Okay, for starters, those who are listening that don't know what she's talking about, what was it? Late 90s, early 2000s?
I think it was 2000s.
There was, I don't even know if it's still in existence, freecreditreport.com, which was...
I think they changed it from freecreditreport.com to freecreditscore.com.
Okay,
and I don't know if that even exists.
Well, either way, it was a place where I guess like you could either call or go online or whatever and get a copy of your free credit score.
Yeah.
Like you were like one time a year or twice a year or something like that. But they had these jingles. And there's one band that did jingles for them, a couple different jingles. So which song is stuck in your head, Lady D?
Well, right now I just reworded it to a Father's Day song.
Oh yeah, by the way, it is Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to those who are listening who are fathers.
I'll sing it for you.
Please. Okay, guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you can please take this moment. We're going to all pay attention because Lady D is about to sing.
I'm not good at it.
You got the mic. Go ahead.
Okay. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day. You won't believe it at all. Check this podcast, y'all.
Woo! That was the best. I think that's the only jingle we've ever had for the show. So that's awesome. That was an awesome jingle. I am going to take that, see if I can mix that. That's going to become the new jingle for Father's Day / Ken Bouchard Online.
Okay.
No, but freecreditreport.com, it was funny. It was around for a while. If I remember correctly, was it looking for a new car? How'd it go? Looking for a new car.
Are you asking for me to sing it?
Well, help me out. Looking for a new car.
Which one's me?
Which one's me? A cool convertible
or an SUV?
SUV.
Too bad I didn't know my credit was whack. Cause now I'm driving off the lot in a used subcompact. FREE, that spells free. Creditreport.com, baby.
Okay, but there was more to it though.
Oh yeah, because
that's why you had me confused there for a second. Because like
I always shorten it.
Yeah, because you forgot about his like friends sticking to the seat.
Yeah, because now my legs are sticking to the vinyl. Okay.
Instead of
what he says. Now instead of rolling fly, I'm looking fat.
Whack.
Whack. Are you sure it was whack?
Yeah, because fat is awesome.
Okay, yeah.
And like pretty hot and tempting.
My legs are sticking to the vinyl, and my posse's getting laughed at. FREE. That was after. Okay, yeah.
But yeah, and then they had another one about working at a lobster shack or something.
Yeah. That one was my least favorite of all of them.
It was like freecreditreport.com. Something. Like it was.
Should have seen it coming at me like an atom bomb.
Yeah, there
they
you go.
monitor your credit and send you email alerts so that you don't end up selling fish to tourists in t-shirts.
That was it. Yes. But yeah, there was a bunch of jingles back in the day that stick in my head. None of like I don't know how those got stuck in your head.
I don't know. Just periodically, just randomly, they still do.
Like,
Every now and then, they still do. All this time later.
Like weird stuff stick in my head. Not that weird, but weird stuff stick in my head. Like pre me actually. Like before our time, I grew up listening to Plop Plop Fizz Fizz. Oh, what a relief it is.
Yeah.
That was a Speedy Alka-Seltzer. Because back in the day, kids, before, you know, your mom and dad's probably, because, you know, my mom and dad were pretty old.
And my mom and dad were pretty young.
Yeah, Speedy was the mascot for Alka-Seltzer. It was like a little character, and he would just drop tablets in the water. It'd be plop, plop, biz, biz. Oh, what a relief it is.
Okay.
Coca-Cola had a jingle back in the day. Now, my mom had on cassette radio from back in the day, like when she was a young kid.
Yeah.
And that's what I used to listen to growing up. Like, my mom would play this cassette over and over and over on this big-ass stereo that we had. And she would play it over and over. And that's how I got to learn these jingles, like Plop, Plop, Fizz, Fizz from Alka-Seltzer.
Yeah.
And then there was an old one that goes, let's see if I can remember this. Hold on. This is me singing now, guys. I'm going to see if I can remember this jingle. Not a sponsor, by the way. None of these guys are sponsors. Just letting you know. This is just us remembering shit.
Although I wish that freecreditreport.com would.
Yeah, sponsor
free
us.
credit score. I don't know.
All right, here we go. Things go better with Coca-Cola. Things go better with Coke. Life is much more fun when you're refreshed. And Coke does it the best.
I'm just thinking of the origins of Coca-Cola, and that amuses me.
Right? Like, things go better with cocaine. Things go better with Coke.
Yeah.
Life is much more fun when you are high. Now hope you don't die.
Right?
But yeah, oh, there's a whole bunch of jingles out there. And it's just random weird stuff that sticks in my head with that. Like, Nestles? Nestle?
Yeah.
I used to be, as a kid, scared to death. Every Christmas come around. I've told the story before, but every Christmas come around, they had this old commercial with these, like, Jim Henson-like dogs. And they would sing, Nestles, Nestle makes the very best. And then they would talk about, oh, Nestle chocolate is the best chocolate in the world because, you know, this is the commercial, blippity boppity boo. And then we go, Nestles, Nestle makes the very best. But at the end, there was one dog that would pop up on the screen. So they would go, Nestles, Nestle makes the very best. And the one dog turns to the screen and goes, chocolate. And then just goes, like, snap. In the mouth, you can't hear it. Like that.
Yeah.
And it was just like, huh? Like, I don't know why. Just that. Where at the end, it was like, chocolate. Snap. It's like, whoa. It used to scare me as a kid.
Yeah.
There was a lot of jingles. Do you remember another Coke one? This is another one. I mean, this is more newer. We're going like into 80s. But see if I get this one. Because I might screw it up. And if I screw it up, guys at home, let me know. Because I'm not... This is all off the top of my head. I have no cheat sheets. This podcast is never done with cheat sheets. Just so you know. This is just us reminiscing.
Yeah.
But see if I get this right. The sun will always... Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Take two.
Okay.
The sun will always shine, the birds will always sing. As long as there is thirst, there's always the real thing. Coca-Cola Classic, yeah, it's the one. Wherever there is fun, there's always Coca-Cola. Do 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 do. Always Coca-Cola.
Oh yeah. I know that one. Yeah.
Pepsi had one too. Theirs were just more like you got the wait. Was that the Dr. Pepper? One of them was like you got the right one, baby, or you got the right thing, baby. It was like with Ray Charles. Remember, he was like, "You got the right one, baby." Diet. It was like Diet Pepsi or Diet something.
I'm not sure, but I think I know what you're talking about. I just don't remember which brand.
I don't remember the brand either. Do you remember? It's not a jingle, but do you remember the spot?
The Spot?
Yeah. What was it? 7-Up? 7-Up with the red spots? Oh, they were called the Spot.
I'm not sure.
Oh, guys, I'm not making this up, am I? It was 7-Up had the red logo character. It was called the Cool Spot. Like they took that red spot that was on the logo.
It sounds very vaguely familiar.
Gave it arms and legs and a pair of sunglasses.
Okay.
And it would do stuff. And it was like their unofficial mascot there for a while in the 80s, late 90s. It was called the Cool Spot because like they even had a video game. I mean, everything had a video game in the late 80s, early 90s.
I know, Doritos. I think there was a Doritos game. I think there was a Cheetos game.
There was a Cheetos. McDonald's had like one or two. Burger King.
I think there was a cereal that had one.
Yeah, anything and everything had a video game back in like the late Nintendo era. It was like late Nintendo.
Yeah, they don't be doing that anymore.
No, it's gotten too expensive to make video games. Now if you don't make a game like Larian, you ain't making a game.
Right?
If you ain't making a Baldur's Gate 3, what are you doing? What are you doing? Just stop.
Speaking of,
Yes.
can I change the subject?
You can change the subject anytime.
They confirmed Baldur's Gate 4.
They have, but not Larian.
Right.
And from what I've heard, also the next... Whoever's taking it over, I forget who's taking over the helm of making Dungeons & Dragons games.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard the next one that they want to shoot on is a single-player adventure.
What?
Mm-hmm.
You can't have followers with you?
I don't know if there's going to be followers. I don't know if it's... Here's a pre-made character, and you're not going to have the ability to customize. That's where it's going to sell it to me. If you can't customize, if you don't have the total customization like Baldur's Gate 3 has, it's not fun. I don't want it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. If they take this game, and in all honesty, for guys and girls, like everybody, the romance and who you choose is such a big part of the game.
Right.
If they get rid of character customization and having your companions, oh, that's going to be a big mistake.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of jingles, right? I've got a jingle that fits this one.
Okay.
I think it was it Gillette? Back in the day, had Hulk Hogan as their underarm deodorant.
How does Gillette and Hulk Hogan fit in with Baldur's Gate?
Because the jingle was, anything less would be uncivilized.
Okay, gotcha.
So anything less than Baldur's Gate 3 is uncivilized.
Now, granted, I'm not expecting it to be at the level that Baldur's Gate 3 is, but you can't get rid of some of the hugest aspects of the game.
You can't. And now, I'm not expecting... Hold on. Let's understand something. Larian said F you to everybody and made the game they wanted. They took lots of gambles, and it paid off.
Yeah.
A lot of your AAA title game developers don't like to take chances. They follow cookie cutter. This is what sells, this is what we're making. This is what sells, this is what we're making. They don't take those chances with money, with hours, with people, and you get for games.
Some of them are pretty enjoyable, but Baldur's Gate was a whole other level.
I have never played. I used to consider myself an avid gamer. There's been times in my youth where I would sit there, start a game, and do all-nighters until that game was beaten.
Yeah.
I used to be hardcore gamer. Not anymore, and I couldn't find a game in the last, I think, 10 to 15 years that I've actually sat down and played more than maybe 10 hours. Even Minecraft, which still is a game that I go to for comfort. Like, I'll sit there and I'm like, I'm bored. I'm gonna go build a house or two. Maybe a new world. Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo. I only put in maybe 2-3 hours. And I'm like, I'm done. When it comes to Baldur's Gate, I have put in 70 hours, restart. 80 hours, restart. 60 hours, restart. I've restarted after putting in this crazy amount of hours so many times because the game has replayability beyond belief. It has customization beyond belief. It has a story that does not get old.
Right.
And depending on how you play it, it can change. You are only allowed, 3 party members in an average game?
Yeah.
Is you and 3 followers. But you get a story from at least 7-8 followers. You're like 7-8 different people.
Yeah, it's not just your story. It's all
Their
of your
story.
companions' stories.
So, depending on who you have following with you, the story changes. The feel changes. Your feels change. And yes, I did say your feels. Because there's part of the game where you have to romance people. Who are you going to love? Do you want to love? That's even a question.
Right.
But the game has so much to offer that AAA other titles, they're just not going to do it. They're not going to do it. They even threw a fit about Larian doing it. They were like, yeah, don't make this the norm. This ain't going to be the norm. I forget who said that, but someone said, yeah, this ain't going to be the norm. Don't expect us to pop out Baldur's Gate 3s all the time now. And to that I said, why? This is the game. Look how long people have been playing it. It's now 3, almost 4 years, going on 4 years old.
And people are still uploading new videos.
Yeah, it's
of gameplay.
It just, guys, it blows my mind why people won't or will, but whatever. But going into gaming, I don't want to talk about Baldur's Gate 3 all the time.
Right.
It is a good game.
Very
Great
good game, yeah.
And believe it or not, I have friends that still haven't played it. Tim, I'm calling you out.
What?
Yeah, like, he's an avid, a friend of mine, he's an avid Dungeons & Dragons fan, but he has yet to play Baldur's Gate 3, and I ask him why. What are you sleeping on?
Yeah,
What
get
are
on
you
the
sleeping
ball.
on? But, I digress. Tim's a good guy. Sorry, Tim, for calling you out. You're a cool guy. Magic, this past week, popped out a Final Fantasy collab.
Okay.
Now, here's the problem I've got. The collabs.
Oh, I gotta set up the computer.
You see, yeah, that's the problem. Hold on. That's the problem I got. I am old school Magic the Gathering fan. I
Yeah.
loved sitting at the table. Granted, I don't follow the rules and regulations set forth by, the high committees on Magic and all that happy horse shit. I like going to people's houses and playing what we call kitchen table, where you get any cards you want as long as you follow the rule of only 4 of this kind, 2 of this kind, and 60 card. You follow the basic rules. But what card you have in your deck is whatever. If you had a Black Lotus from back in the day and you decided to throw it in your deck, are you retarded? Yes, and I did use that R word because
You better watch yourself,
no,
boy.
I use that R word. You know how much that card is? You do not throw that in a deck. That is not stupid. That is not intellectually disabled. That is plain out retarded to do. I'm telling you, there's a difference. You don't do it. That card can buy you a house. You do not put that card in a deck. But I digress. whatever you put in your deck, you play. Oh, you beat me fair and square. I guess I'm gonna go buy some new cards. And that was a fun time.
Yeah.
But every time I turn around, there's a new collab. There was a SpongeBob SquarePants one. Why?
That's stupid.
Why? Dungeons and Dragons was a good collab. It was Lord of the Rings, actually, I think. Lord of the Rings did a collab, and Dungeons and Dragons did, I think, a collab with Magic the Gathering. They fit because Magic the Gathering
It's all in a fantasy world.
It's sword sorcery.
Yes.
Sword sorcery. Then they started with, like, these robots, and I'm just like, nah. If you put them as mechs, as mechanized, like, constructs, possibly. Because they're, like, magical built.
Yeah.
I can deal with it. I can deal with it. But now you got Final Fantasy, which, yes, it's sword and sorcery.
It's a fantasy RPG. It does make sense.
But it's more like futuristic sword and sorcery.
Okay.
Alright. I can live with that. SpongeBob SquarePants? No. There's no reason why a sponge that lives in a pineapple under the sea should be able to take out my Jace. It's like,
It
no.
doesn't. Yeah, SpongeBob makes no sense.
Right? There should be no reason why his deck with SpongeBob beats mine. There should be no reason. My army of elves should be able to take out fucking Patrick Star anytime.
Right.
With that said, I'm also a fan of horror. But I'm going to diss horror at this point because they also made a Chucky collab. Over on, what is it called? Secret Lair. Which is a Magic the Gathering... I don't even want to know. I don't even know how you call it. It's like a part of Magic the Gathering, but they put out like these 4 or 5 card sets that you can buy that are reprints of older cards with new artwork.
Okay.
So like Chucky is like a reprint of another card,
Yeah.
but instead of being this character, it's Chucky. But still in all, there's no reason why a killer doll from the 80s and 90s and 2000s are going up against mages and wizards and dragons and elves and sorcerers and goblins, and it just makes no sense. Makes no sense to me.
It really doesn't.
I will admit, but it's not in my sets. I have it just put away. Creepshow and Evil Dead. Again, makes no sense.
It doesn't.
And that's why I haven't used them. I got them because I love horror movies, and I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool to have. But I'm never going to use them.
Right.
I'm never going to put them in a deck. I just put them aside. So, I mean...
You know what would be cool, though?
What?
I don't know if they've done this. There's so many different kinds of card games that I don't know about, so they might have.
All right.
But doing kind of like a horror version of Magic.
They sorta. There is no one thing like I could play Freddy versus Jason versus Michael versus type card deck going on.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that. I think that comes down to LPs or IPs, the intellectual properties, who owns what, because they would have to all merge into one company.
Yeah.
And I don't see it happening, because it's going to be like, well, we own Freddy Krueger. Freddy's going to have to be stronger than your Jason. And be like, wait, we own Jason. Jason should be stronger than Freddy. You see the problem that's going to happen, like, come into play, like, it's
yeah,
gonna
but how cool would it be, though?
Oh, I would spend every dollar I own to have a whole deck of horror cards.
Yeah.
In Magic the Gathering, I already have a deck of zombies. Like, I have zombie cards. I would sure as shit play a Romero deck. Like, I can just make a whole new deck of just zombie Romero cards. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Have my hero be Ash. And then make a Deadite deck or something, like an Evil Dead deck. Or, you know, I would drop hundreds of dollars on this.
Yeah.
But it comes down to IPs. Like,
Well, screw them.
right? Yeah, screw you guys and your intellectual properties and copyrights and wanting your character to overdo other characters. Screw you. Okay? Yeah. But no, that would be a fun. That would be a fun card game. They have in the past. I want to see. There's something in Bones. It's like a horror-esque type card game, but it's not horror. They've had multiple card games. I remember back in the day there was a Ninja Turtle card game that they came out with. It was just Ninja Turtle. It kind of flopped. It came out during the height of the 2003 Ninja Turtles series.
Yeah.
They popped out Ninja Turtle card game, and you can get like Splinter, you can get Michelangelo, Leonardo, Donatello, special cards, move cards, weaponry, like it was a whole card game, but it flopped. It came and died. Then I remember in 2012, 2013, there was a My Little Pony card game that came out. Again, collect your ponies, collect power-ups, collect this, collect that. It flopped. WWE in the late 90s came out with a card game. Late 90s, early 2000s. It was called Raw Deal. And you could get superstars and their finishing moves and different scenarios, like different things going on, and you could make a deck of like this character, that character going on. It flopped.
Yeah.
So a lot of these don't have staying power. That Magic the Gathering or Pokemon craze is still going strong. Yu-Gi-Oh is still out there. These card games still hold power. There's some new ones coming out. There's Lorcana. I don't know how that's holding up. I haven't paid attention after the first year it came out. I think they're still making decks. I don't know.
I just like the cards.
Right, because it's like Disney and then Disney What If.
I'm one of them Disney adults.
You're a low-key Disney adult. Like, you don't sit there and like, oh, I gotta have my Stitch purse and my Tinkerbell. You don't have that kind of shit, but you do like to watch the movies. You do like the characters.
I have a Disney princess mug.
A mug, but you don't walk around with your princess mug outside like, this is my display. I'm walking around. I'm proud Disney.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen people who like literally will wear Disney shirts, Disney purses, Disney shoes, Disney. You low key. You're low key.
Yeah.
But you do like the shit. Like you watch it.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, Lorcana's out there. I think there's a One Piece card game.
I'm surprised you haven't wanted to buy some of that.
I liked the live action. Yes, I said it. You can hate me later. I liked the live action One Piece.
Me too, but my opinion doesn't really count.
I tried watching the animated One Piece, and it falls in the same problem I have with all anime. Too long. I like stuff that's right to the point. I don't like what's called filler episodes.
Yeah.
They're called filler episodes. A lot of your long-standing anime have filler episodes. And I mean, they'll go like story. Next episode, story. Third episode, story. And then the next 3 or 4 episodes are just random things that are going on in the world. And then we get back to the 7th episode, story. And unfortunately, I give you a good example of this is your Supernatural.
Oh, fuck you.
I loved Supernatural. No, I loved Supernatural. But there were, in the beginning of the series, kind of like just random encounter.
Well, yeah, that's
encounter.
because...
And it wasn't until later in the series that they started with, like...
Yeah, first season was mostly fillers.
Yeah.
But with it being the first season, it was kind of cool to see this episode they're going against this thing. This episode they're going against this thing. But once the story got more involved, that wouldn't have made much sense.
And I think that worked for Supernatural only because it built up what they were fighting.
Yeah.
All the things that they were fighting.
Yeah.
So it worked. But what I'm talking about, like, I'll give you a bad example here. Bleach. I used to watch this anime called Bleach. And it started off
You also
with,
used to drink it.
that was one time I was pre-K and I survived it, okay? We don't talk about me drinking bleach on the internet. All right? I don't like, you know what? Cut my mic. Cut your mic. I'm done with this. I'm so pissed off now. We don't talk about my bleach drinking. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I did survive that. But anyway, anime, there was a show called Bleach.
Yeah.
You had a story about this guy who becomes a Reaper, basically. And he joins the Reaper Society, and he's fighting all these, like, demons and stuff like that. And it's great. It's a great story. And then all of a sudden we get to this guy whose name is, like, Hercule or something. I may be wrong, but, like, he's this really strong man on Earth that, like, he laughs a lot. He's like, ha 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 ha, I am a strong man, ha 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 ha. And he does some goofy shit. And I'm like, what the fuck is this guy?
A strong man on Earth named Hercule.
Yeah. It's like, what's this guy got to do with, like, anything that's going on in the spirit world? Not a damn thing.
Could he in any way have been at least slightly inspired by Hercules?
Oh, you haven't watched much anime. Anime is inspired by everything.
Okay.
Let me give you an example, and not a lot of people know this. Like I talked to a random person earlier who liked anime, and they didn't even know this. Dragon Ball Z, right?
Yeah.
All the characters' names are food.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, Kakarot. It's all based off of foods.
Vegeta's probably vegetables, right?
Right.
But what the hell are the others?
Kakarot, carrot.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of other ones. It is all food based. Like, I guarantee you go look it up. It's like Dragon Ball Z. A lot of their names were based off of foods.
Why?
Why not, I guess? I mean, it worked. It has staying power. There was Dragon Ball. Then that was a whole series. Then they went to Dragon Ball Z. That was a whole series. Dragon Ball GT. That's a series. Dragon Ball Z, Beta, Chi, Alpha, Beta, whatever. Like,
is that the one where they go to college and they join fraternities?
Yes. Yes. It's like Saved by the Bell meets Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, Goku and Vegeta, like, they're like hate each other, but they're friends. And, like, one's a prep, one's a school sports guy, athlete. Yeah, that's the name of it.
A sports guy?
A sports guy. You know, he plays sports ball. That's what he does. A sports guy that plays sports ball and works out a lot.
Okay.
But yeah, I can see that. I can see, like, you know, Dragon Ball Z / Saved by the Bell.
Oh yeah.
Where was I going with this? What was I talking about?
Oh shit, I don't remember.
Oh,
Oh, you were talking about its staying power.
Staying power, yes. Staying power, like the show just lost. We we lost our staying power long ago. But yeah, those card games have staying power. I just don't get the crossovers that they're doing. It just doesn't work for me.
No.
Another thing that doesn't work for me for Magic the Gathering, though, is everybody now plays. I went to Snake Eyes Gaming. Love Snake Eyes. Any place that is dedicated. My phone goes off like crazy. Any place that's dedicated to gaming, I kudos. I love it. I go there. It's comfort. It's nerd central. I love it. But when I went there, there was like nobody under the age of 25. It was like full of college or younger people. Where are all my older gamers? They weren't there. Secondly, they were all playing one fucking format of Magic the Gathering. Commander.
I hate that one.
That's the only format these young fucks are playing, is Commander. Now, don't get me wrong. You want to play Commander? It's fine. You got a group of people that want to play Commander. That's fine. But Commander's not. I'm not a big fan of Commander. I liked being able to have 4 of one kind in my deck. I like to be able to stack the odds in a battle.
Yeah, I like figuring out what cards I like the most and having 4 of them.
Yeah, and being able to be like, oh shit, you just eliminated that card. Well, I know that I got like 48 more cards in this deck, and I'm bound to get at least one more sooner or later. That luck is going to come up here sooner or later. Play the game, strategize. Yeah, you can strategize in Commander, but you only get 1 of any fucking card.
I hate that.
Right? It's like, you get, and it's like a 100 card deck. So it's like, well, I got 1 out of 99 chance of pulling out a land. I've got a 1 out of 99 chance of pulling out
And you know
this.
that at least some of the cards are just like filler cards.
Right. Because you ain't going to have 100 great cards.
No.
You ain't going to have 100. You ain't even going to have like 75 of cards in there that are like, yeah, these are badass cards. You're going to have just filler cards to help you continue on. That's it. Like what do they call them? Fodder.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you took out my character. Oh, my bad. You know what format I do like to play, though? And I would like to see more of. Everyone's like, Commander. No. I want to see more Pauper. Pauper is the format that should be played more often. Pauper is when you take low-level cards. Not these high-end, high-power cards. You make a deck with low-level cards and battle.
Okay.
So I'm coming at you with only a 2/2, a 3/3, like these little cards, and you gotta strategize and make battles with like commons and uncommons, not rares or mythic rares or legendary. You don't have that shit. You have commons and uncommons in your deck. That's a fun game.
What I like, because I play online.
Right. You do your Magic the Gathering Arena.
Yes.
Not a sponsor.
I like historical.
Right.
It's probably my favorite. Historical.
So you probably were a fan of the Kamigawa one.
No, I didn't really play that one
See,
much.
I liked Kamigawa because that's where they took Magic and mixed it with like Japanese customs and stuff. I loved it. But yeah, I wish Pauper would be more of a thing. I wish Commander would be less of a thing. And I'd like to know where all my 30, 40, 50-year-old card gamers went to. Where are you guys at?
They have jobs and families and probably not as much time for gaming.
Plus, I think if they play at home because they don't want to be in the young crowd.
Probably.
Because here's another thing. Snake Eyes allows drinking. So you
Really?
so you got to bring your own. But I have seen, again, a whole room. And I mean, kudos to Snake Eyes. They're getting the money. They're getting a full house of clientele. But it's all 25 and younger with beer playing Commander. Not my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I digress. I don't want to sit here and talk about Magic all night. I want to talk about us. Something I haven't brought up yet is I'm in wrestling now.
Yes.
I am training for 814 Wrestling. 814 Wrestling is a local wrestling federation / school over here out of Johnstown, Altoona.
Mm-hmm.
Ran by AC Norway. It is so much fun. Like, I have done this before. I was in AON wrestling back in the day.
Yeah.
But it is more, it's not the same world. I'll say that much. It's not the same world. When I was in AON, they were like, you want to be a manager? Get some clothes, get out there. That was it. Like, anything and everything was like, just wing it, kid. Go.
Yeah.
Now I'm being trained. Like, I'm actually going through training. I'm learning the spots. I'm learning the shots that I got to take. I'm learning the psychology of it. I'm learning a lot of shit, and it's so much more fun. But here's the thing. They had a show. I've only been training now for like a little over a month, just a hair over a month, I think. And they had a show over in South Fork. Just recently, South Fork, Pennsylvania had their Heritage Days. And I showed up thinking I was there to pay my dues. This is the first show I'm at. I'm going to pay my dues. I'm going to watch the show, and then I'm going to help tear down the ring. Because anytime you're a new person in wrestling, you got to pay your dues. It's an honor thing. You pay your dues.
Mm-hmm.
So I showed up. It's about a 30, almost 40-hour drive to the show. Get to South Fork, and South Fork is nothing but hills.
Wait, did you say 40-hour drive?
I'm sorry, 30, 40-minute drive.
Yes.
Not hour. That's crazy.
Jesus.
But 30, 40-minute drive, and it's nothing but hills. So we park, we being me and Damien, up on the hill about 500 feet from the actual event. We walk down this hill looking for where the wrestling is, because we don't know where it's going to be held. And sure as shit, we find it. I get there, and about 20 minutes to bell ring. Right?
Yeah.
To opening bell, whatever. 20 minutes. I'm standing backstage with the guys, and my trainer, awesome guy, he turns around, and he's like, Ken, you got your stuff that you do your practice promos in? I look at him, I'm like, maybe? He's like, maybe? I'm like, I think it's in the car, yeah? And he's like, go get it. I'm looking at him, I'm like, okay, so I take off. My fat ass is trying to run up this 500-foot incline. So, needless to say, I'm like 1/3 of the way up the hill, and I'm like, Damien's like, I'll get it. So Damien starts taking off after me, but I'm the one holding the car key. So I'm like, Damien! Bands are playing, people are talking. Damien don't hear me. So he gets up on the hill. I'm still walking up this hill, trying to struggle. He comes back down looking at me, smiling, because I'm holding the key. I'm like, where are you going? I got the key. I get up there. I'm like, I get to the car. He's like, we're going to walk back. And I'm like, no. I get in the car. I'm like, turn the car on. Drive the car around because I finally know where they're at. So I'm parking closer. Park there, get my shit. And they're like, you're going out with Hunter. You're a face. I've been training most of the time to be a heel.
Yeah.
They're like, you're going to be a face. And I'm like, okay. And what, you have no spots. No spots. We just want to see how well you work the crowd. I'm like, okay. So, main event of this show is Hunter. Or actually, let me get it right. It's Hunter. He's got a weird, like Hunner.
Okay.
So it's like Hunter. I don't know how you pronounce it, but when he spells it, it's Hunner.
Okay.
Like, okay. So I'm out there with this redneck. My character's not redneck, but I'm managing a redneck. So
Yeah.
why not? I'll go with it, right?
Yeah.
So his music hits. I step out of the curtain, and I just holler at the top of my lungs like, hey, South Fork! And I go out there, and I'm running up and down the sides. I'm clapping. I'm getting the crowd into it. I'm doing what I gotta do. My throat hurt like hell afterwards.
Yeah.
But it was so exciting. It was so, like I ran up this 500-foot hill. I'm a fat ass. I ran up this 500-foot hill. My day was done. I'm ready to go home. But here I am with my gear on, sweating my balls off. Now I'm not wrestling. I can only imagine the wrestlers. Like I remember tapping Hunter afterwards, and my hand was soaked.
Yeah.
Like, I can only imagine how sweaty they were and how hot it was. But I'm sitting here with, like my clothes on, with my jacket on, my hat on, running up and down. I was sweaty. but it was so much fun.
I'm happy for you.
And I appreciate that because it was so much fun. Now I'm waiting. This Wednesday when I go into training is going to be like, you fucking suck, kid. Like, I'm waiting for it. But it was so much fun. Right?
Yeah.
And, yeah. And now I got to do 2 more promos. Practice promos. I've already done 3 practice promos, but I have another person helping me out who's been in the business for 15 years. Give or take.
Yeah.
He's retired, but he wants 2 promos from me to see where I'm at. So that's why I gotta do 2 more promos. So I think later today you're gonna help me. We're gonna go film some.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I love you and I support you.
Yes, you do.
But I'm dreading this.
Yes, you do.
Because I don't enjoy recording these promos.
I'm gonna have you with a chair. You don't have to stand there and hold the camera. So it'll be better.
Okay.
But yeah, it's so much fun. And guys, they're, again, not a sponsor, but I will highly recommend if you guys want to become a pro wrestler, if you want to learn how to be a pro wrestler, if you ever imagined yourself in the middle of a squared circle, learning and leaning to becoming a pro wrestler, now is your chance. If you ever wanted to be a ref, if you wanted to be a commentator, if you wanted to be a manager like I'm going for, now is your chance. Get a hold of the facility at 814 Wrestling. They have a Facebook page. It's called The Facility.
I might be wrong, but didn't you also say they were looking for somebody to record?
Yeah, if you want to be a cameraman, you got camera skills. We need you. Come train. Come be part of the show. Put in your app. Let's get you going. Now is time to train. We train Wednesdays. We train Fridays. We train hard. And we are making sure you got what it takes. You think you might got what it takes, but do you got what it takes? Now is the time. Get in there. Get training. 814 Wrestling in The Facility. Do it.
Okay.
Do it, D. Do it.
Oh, yeah, you know me.
Your love for wrestling will shine through.
My love for wrestling and my anxiety, I'll be great.
Well, your character would be a nervous wreck, and we could play off of that. Like, that's your character.
Well, I'm just sitting in the middle of the ring, hyperventilating?
Crying, yes. Well, you wouldn't be sitting in the ring. You would stand in the ring, get emotional, go outside the ring, pace, and then leave.
Yeah, that sounds great. Sounds like just what you guys need.
No. But, yeah, I think I'm going to end it there. I'm excited for 814 Wrestling training. We talked about jingles that's just stuck in our head. And there's a lot more up there. Trust and believe. I have a whole plethora of fucking jingles up there.
Yeah, just freecreditreport.com is just my current one.
Right. We talked about Magic the Gathering and how it's now College Kids the Gathering. And I don't...
College Kids the Gathering?
Yeah, College Kids the Gathering. And I don't like the formats. I don't like the what do they call them? The collabs that they're doing. It's just kind of...
So play online with me. We'll do historical.
Yeah, I can only play online. I mean, I can get it on my phone now. You can get Magic the Gathering Arena on your phone. So
Yeah.
maybe. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. I know Tim does at least an hour or two a day online.
Yeah, and the cool thing about it is if you do your daily quests, you earn stuff and you can get free packs.
We'll see. But I digress. Welcome back to Ken Bouchard Online, guys. If you liked what you heard and you want to hear more, please give us a follow, give us a like, give us a chat, shout out, something. Show us your love. We appreciate it. And you never know, you give us a shout out, we might shout back at you. But until then, you can follow us on Facebook, you can follow us on YouTube. Until then, until next we talk, until the next episode. Stay freaky, stay geeky, stay nerdy, and stay dirty.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.